How y'all doing today? It's your boy Jermaine from Eat Right Guys Nutrition and Fitness, back with another video. And this video is gonna be a little different. I'm gonna take y'all into my kitchen and I'm gonna show y'all step by step how I make my black bean sweet potato burgers. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. All right, so first we're gonna start off with some of the equipment that is needed to make these burgers. First, we just have a basic Tupperware container. This is where everything's going to be mixed up and all the ingredients going to be stirred together. Got some measuring utensils, got a third a cup, got a teaspoon, we got a knife, and then we have a masher and we have a cutting board. So this is basically all you need. You don't really need a lot of these, but these are the things that make life a lot easier. All right, so next here's gonna be some of the things that I'm gonna be seasoning the burgers with. We have just some of the basic seasonings that I have at my house right now. You can kind of use whatever you want. So I got basil, turmeric, rosemary, oregano, chili powder, smoked paprika, and red pepper flakes. Like I said, this is just what I have. You can kind of season everything how you want it. So now let's get into the actual ingredients for the burger. All right, so here's the basic ingredients for the burgers. First, we got a can of black beans, low sodium. I feel like Bush's, in my opinion, is my favorite brand of black beans. You can also get the dried black beans and cook them yourself, but it's a lot easier with the can. So we're gonna use a whole can of this. Also have your quick oats. So we're gonna be using a third of a cup of this. This is gonna act as kind of a binder to keep everything together. Next, we have tahini. So this is basically like sesame seed butter. So this is also gonna be a binder. And this is kind of hard to find in stores. In Walmart, you usually can find this by the peanut butter. In other stores, like maybe Publix, it may be in an area where they have like international foods. Also have some garlic, and you can also use fresh garlic. I just have some garlic like this that's already minced in my freezer or refrigerator. Next, you're gonna need half of a medium-sized sweet potato. You want it already to be baked, and also I'm gonna remove the skin. And then you want half of an onion. So I like to use the red onion. You can also use the a half of a yellow sweet onion. So basically these are the ingredients. You also can add, if you had quinoa, you can add that to it. You can also add corn if you wanted to, but these are the basic ingredients. So the first thing we're gonna start off with is draining out and mashing the black beans. All right, so the first step, basically, once you get your beans undone, you want to rinse your beans out really well. So I like to use a strainer. You just dump your beans in here and just run them under water. All right, once your beans are drained, now you want to get your masher and you want to mash them up really well, like this. All right, so now we got it mashed up. And if you want, you don't have to mash it up all the way. If you want, you can leave some like whole beans in there to give it some more texture. Next, you want to add half of your sweet potato. Like I said, you want to remove the skin. Doing this with one hand. All right. So you can just leave that in there for now. All right, the next thing that you can add in there are your oats. And so I'm using a third a cup of the quick oats. You can also use old-fashioned oats, but I find that the quick oats has the best texture. So you're just gonna dump that in there. Like I said, this is gonna act as a binding agent. All right, so next thing, now you want to mint your red onion or your purple onion. So this is what you need your cutting board and your knife for. So once you're done minting that, you're going to add that to the rest of your mixture. All right, so I just added the onions. Next, I'm gonna add a tablespoon of garlic. Or if you have fresh garlic, you can do about 3 cloves. And now I'm gonna do 2 tablespoons of tahini. Like I said, this is gonna be the glue to hold everything together. All right, that's 1. And here's 2. All right, so the next process, we're gonna add our seasonings. And so this is why I kind of freestyle. So I don't really measure this. I kind of just put whatever type of seasonings I have in there. So first we got the oregano. I'm gonna put a little bit of that in there. Next, we're gonna add a little rosemary. Like I said, I'm not measuring anything. Next, we got the smoked paprika. All right. Next, we got ground turmeric. I add this right here to like everything. Next, we got the chili powder. All right, next we got basil. And then last, we're gonna add some red pepper flakes with a little bit of spice. All right, so now what's left is to actually mix it up. And so what I do is I actually just use a spoon and I just make sure everything is mixed up really well. And then I'll show you how I evenly divide it in 6 rectangles so I can make sure that all 6 of my patties are the same size. All right, so now I got everything mixed up as good as I can. And what I like to do is kind of mix it up and kind of turn it into like a little square or rectangle. And the reason why I do this is because when I first started making these burgers, I had a hard time making like 6 or 4 similar sized burgers. So I started doing this, and the reason why is because now this makes it easy for me to section it off to where I can make 6 perfectly even burgers. So what I do is I get a butter knife and I basically just cut. So I'll cut it down the middle like here, like I'm cutting a cake. Cut it right here, and I cut it right here. So this right here makes it easy, and then I just split it across. And so this square, each square is gonna be a burger. So that's just a technique that I use to kind of help me portion out my burgers. So now that I've done that, now I just gotta roll them up into patties. Got a baking pan right here with some parchment paper. I'm gonna put them on. And then I've been preheating my oven to 400 degrees, and we're gonna bake them for 25 minutes. All right, so now I got 6 patties right here. And like I said, I'm gonna bake them at 400 degrees for 25 minutes, uncovered. So you don't wanna put any aluminum foil or anything over them. All right, and I'll be back with y'all when they're done. All right, let's take it out the oven. And as you can see, I got my bread toasted as well. And here they are. And I'll show you what the final product looks once everything is dressed up. All right, so here's the finished product. Got us a whole wheat bun, got us some tomato, got the actual black bean, the sweet potato patty, got some spring mix, and some mustard. Now it's ready to eat.